Okay, after some tech issues there, with one-handed dropping again. What a shame.
Thanks, Milestone.
Yeah, it's. I'm pretty upset about that one.
Yeah, get cucked, dude, because, like, I'll talk shit later. And we're away.
Well, good
Solid
start
start
by
there from.
by Nightcrawl, Phobia, and Two Plane there. Two Plane dropping back just a little bit in the first couple corners, a lot of bit in the first couple corners.
Yeah, just a little wide coming in at a 3 there and giving Fast Raj the line. And then Raj is going a little in the defensive there to try to make sure he doesn't get around him. Nice and tight, no incidents at least from anybody through the first sector, so that's good to see.
It's great to see.
It's like we're starting to get a little bit of spread here between a front group and the back group. We got a rider down. Whispers tucks the front, unfortunately, between DVeritech and Stock Hazard. Luckily, neither one of them really affected by it.
Nightcrawl kind of getting his classic early lead. Really not what
Yeah.
these guys should have let him do.
No, but you know, again, if Phobia got the hooks in this week in practice, like it sounded like he did, he's not going to let him just run away with it. He may just try to keep him at bay. Oh, lots of stuff going on at the back here. Incident from Stock Hazard, DVeritech, Two Plane, all having a big issue at the hairpin. And then quite a bit of contact after that. It looks like Stock Hazard got the worst end of the stick there as he loses not one but 2 spots. DVeritech coming out on top, ending up in 5th spot, and then obviously Two Plane going back quite a bit from that 3rd spot to 6th. Really unfortunate. We're starting to see some fights kind of spread out a little bit. Still got Phobia and Nightcrawl about a half a second away from each other. I wonder if Phobia is just watching Nightcrawl to kind of see how he's riding and making those corners so that he can pounce
At this
towards the
stage
end
of
of
the
this
race,
race.
I think that's what's smart to do.
Absolutely.
It's too early to waste too much fuel on something that's not going to happen.
For sure, for sure. And then you've got Two Plane kind of closing down the gap there on DVeritech. He's not quite close enough to go to that fight, but he's back to within a second of DVeritech, so I'll keep an eye on that for you. And then we've got Stock Hazard right on Whisper's tail as well.
Come on, Milestone. Got this. They were out of order.
Fast Raj has a mistake. He's dropping back. He's all the way into last place. Unfortunately, he crashed on one of the faster parts of this track, and just wisely letting everybody by, not to screw up their race.
That is a good method.
Yeah, we absolutely stand by that type of mentality. Clean, rough but fair racing.
Starting lap 3 here already. DVeritech with a crash.
Ooh.
Bike slides off the side. Nobody gets tangled up with it. Very interesting line by Whispers. Was that Whispers?
Yeah, he got lucky not to make contact. I think it spooked him. It got him off of his line, and then to make sure he didn't hit Stock Hazard, he went inside, and then obviously gave the spot back, and that's why you see him so far back off of Stock Hazard right now. So these guys are doing everything that we ask for from them and look for in clean racing. We appreciate that about y'all's.
Oh, is that what you appreciate about them?
Yeah, sure is. So that gap out front has spread just a little
really
bit.
Has.
Yep, it's out to 1.1 second. Oh, although a huge mistake from Nightcrawl. Commentators curse. Phobia is closing that down quick. He's down to within 0.7 of a second. Nightcrawl almost lost the front end and then went wide through that fast sector. That's the thing. These guys are always on the edge of the limit, and it takes just a slight mistake for that to get screwed up and put you in a bad position. And, you know, if he went power mode 3 there, he definitely wasted some fuel. Although, you know, he spreads it back out to a second almost. Phobia a little bit better through the corners.
I mean, Nightcrawler certainly has a chance of just doing that again, though.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're getting pretty spread out here. Best battle we have is going to be the 2 up front, but we do have Whispers and Fast Raj playing a little game of cat and mouse. He's kind of been cycling between about 7/10 and a second back from Fast Raj. Phobia again, he's taking that slow in, fast out line there, closes that gap back up to 7/10. And this is where Nightcrawler made the huge mistake. He clipped that that curb and almost tucked the front.
They made it through clean this time round. There's still a few more times we're going to have to go through. How dangerous are curbs in this version of GP?
I mean, it has a lot to do this year with your setup. You know, with a really solid setup, you can go over the curbs no problem. But if you have more of a fast response setup, it'll punish you a little bit, especially if it's a front end touch on the curb, especially at high speeds. You know, and that's the thing is, I think last year you could get away with it a little bit more on that inside curb. It was more of just like painted asphalt, and this year there's actual curb there. More similar to, say, a real life. Yeah, ideally you don't want to touch that curb. You want to be as close to it as possible on the white line. But yeah, you don't really want to be touching it this year. Phobia looking to go around the outside. He had the drive on him down into 5 there.
Chose not to do it.
Yeah, I think that was the smarter play. I mean, he could have realistically tried to go for a dive up the inside and, you know, ruin, you know, one if not both of their races, but it's a little wide there. Kept it nice and clean and kept the fight going.
Phobia's just chipping away at that gap, just chipping away at it.
Yeah, it's a great battle up front. Does kind of make you worry, you know, if Nightcrawl's smart about this one, is he going to have the fuel at the end here? And Phobia maybe not, because he's trying to keep up with him.
Fuel has been such a theme lately.
It has. I did see that thumbnail. SERL may need to start a fuel management school. Help these guys out. But it looks like McCargo's coming back into this. He's about 1 second back now.
You know, I'm not sure if we actually mentioned, for anybody watching that doesn't know, McCargo, one of our long-term GP riders, doing a little bit of wild karting in Moto2 tonight.
McCargo's raced with us in all classes previously,
yeah.
if I remember correctly. He's done a little bit of everything. He is an esports finalist.
With a fresh install on his game.
Yeah, so the game should be running perfect, hopefully. Not as bad as one-handed.
Dude, that is... I'm still upset for one-handed.
Yeah, it's... thanks, Milestone.
Fuck you, Milestone.
D-Bear Tech closing down Whispers at the back. It's about 3/10 off. But this fight up front, I think we have to stick with it. Those gaps are coming down on both sides.
Well, they're opening up a little bit tonight. Crow 2 playing with a crash, putting him back into, looks like 6th position. Looks like Nightcrawl's running away with a little bit, but McCargo is coming up on Phobia now.
Yeah, I wonder if he pulled the pin there. He said, 2.5 laps remaining. I'm going to go here and try to get ahead. He saw maybe he saw McCargo's times closing on Phobia and said, I want no part of that fight at the end of this.
Well, unless he runs out of gas, then he will have regretted that.
Yeah, my method... Oh, 2-plane going down again, unfortunately. And D Veritech and Whispers both getting by him there. And they're having a good little fight. These guys are close to each other in the back here as well. I don't know. My methodology with fuel in this game was always about 3 or 4 corners of the first lap full power, just to try to get out a little bit. Mm-hmm. Oh, McCargo going up the inside of Phobia there.
Not making a stick.
And I think he didn't feel like that was really a clean pass attempt and gave the spot back.
It did look a little bit like that. I will agree.
Yeah. Yeah, so 3 or 4 corners, get out, get established if I could, if I got the start, lit up correctly, and then only go into power mode 3 on the straights. And really only until I got to 6th gear, and as soon as I get to 6th gear, dropping it back down to 1 or 2, depending on, the situation around me and what lap I'm in.
Well, you never ran out of fuel, so there's that.
Yeah, it did work, but I always had a lot of fuel left over. Always. So a little bit more on the conservative side of fuel spending. And it really looks like Nightcrawl's got this locked in if he doesn't make another huge mistake. It's definitely his race to lose.
Second last lap here, like it's our penultimate lap, if you will.
That's right. The penultimate lap. Thanks, Chris.
No comment.
Fast Raj looks like he's closing down Stock Hazard too. D Veritech spread out a little bit.
Really? The game here is Fast Raj on Stock and McCargo on Phobia.
Yeah, that is the fight. I've got these guys on camera if you want to stay with Phobia.
Sure.
Fast Raj is definitely lining up Stock Hazard. He goes up the inside. And he's going to make it stick coming out onto the back straight. Very, very fast part of this track. Although it looks like Stock Hazard getting a nice draft there. Both into the kink, nice and smooth. Fast Raj with a little bit more of a defensive line. Stock Hazard went a little wide there. Unfortunately, I think that's going to give Fast Raj enough space to try and break away here.
Okay, final lap up front. McCargo and Phobia. Gonna do a little dance here for this lap. Who do you think's gonna take it?
Between Phobia and McCargo?
Yep.
I don't know. I think McCargo is a really stand-up guy. I think he's not going to get involved in the points. I think, he could probably get by Phobia. And I think he could do it cleanly. I think he showed earlier if he made a bad pass, he'd let it back by. But, he's got no dog in this fight. I think he's going to let these guys do their own thing. I think it's going to be Nightcrawl 1, Phobia 2 as I speak. And have to chew on my words there. Phobia makes a huge mistake. Nothing for McCargo to do but go on by. This might be the thing now. McCargo may say, screw it, pull the pin, pass them both, and then he's still out of the points conversation.
He really does look like he can. Just like that right there. McCargo Airlines taking P1.
Not... Okay, I don't want to poo-poo on either of these guys. McCargo is apparently an alien in Moto2.
McCargo just shit on them both. Wow.
That's insane. That was He made it look easy, too.
Hacks.
Oh, is Nightcrawler running out of fuel? What's going on there? I thought he was slowing down.
No.
McCargo's trying to kill these guys at the end.
Looked like it. Jesus.
Fast Raj is going to come across the line, 4th place. D Veritek's next man up. He's going to take 5th. Followed by Stock Hazard and closely by Whispers. 2-plane rounding out the final spot. Hell of a race there from those guys.
Wow. I mean, McCargo coming in the end and just pimp slapping both those boys. That was wild.
Yeah, he did not mind poo-pooing on either one of them, huh?
No, yeah. Eat your words, sir. Black Jesus in chat. Fins raised question mark.
Is that a jab at his good buddy Nightcrawler?
I think it might be. Does second place not raise fins? Is that a questioning fin?
I think that's what it sounded like to me.
Well, in this case, we have McCargo pimp slapping his way to first place, followed by Nightcrawl, Phobia, Fast Rod, D Veritek, Whispers, Stock Hazard, and 2-plane. Give us a few minutes here. We'll be back with our main event of the night, the GP main race. Let's see how McCargo does in that, since he decided to have some BDE here in the in the sprint race, or in the Moto2 race rather.